Wow, we had such a great time in Granada. We stayed way later than what we originally planned, and what we decided to do was just go ahead and launch probably, I guess it was around midnight or so, and we thought we would drive as far as we could on our way to Valencia. Now, Brian had a companion that lived in Alcante, so our first destination, we thought we'll drive as far as Alcante. We tried calling his companion but didn't get an answer. And we thought, well, that's okay. We'll just drive and we'll get a hotel in Alcante. Interestingly enough, when we got to Alcante, it was probably 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and that town, probably 250,000 people strong, every man, woman, and child, I kid you not, in the town of Alcante was still up and on the streets. They were having their annual fiesta, and no one was missing it. The streets were packed, cars everywhere, people walking, little kids in strollers, moms, dads. There were fireworks, and I don't mean just, one location with some fireworks, but fireworks everywhere throughout the city. Lights about every 6 or 8 blocks. The streets were blocked off, and there were these huge bands, complete with stages and lighting and all of that, just playing away. This was an all-night party, and they were just going at it like you can't believe. We were so shocked. Well, after driving around the city for about an hour, I finally saw a policeman. We pulled over and asked the policeman, "Hey, do you think we can find a hotel?" He looked at us and said, "You mean here in Alcante?" We said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Not a chance." I asked, "Where do you think the closest hotel will be?" He said, "Valencia." Well, we were trying to avoid driving all the way to Valencia. All right, well, it became apparent that we weren't going to be able to stop in Alcante that night, so we decided to press on toward Valencia. Now, as we got going at about 5 or so in the morning, we were getting pretty tired. I was getting pretty tired of driving. And we came to this small town called Cullera that was located right on the coast. It was probably 10 miles or so off of the freeway. And we decided we'd pull in there and get a hotel. We were probably maybe 35, 40 minutes or so away from Valencia, but we thought, let's just stay the night here, then we'll drive on into Valencia in the morning. Well, I'm going to tell you, you talk about living in the Twilight Zone. I have to believe that every one of the Twilight Zone episodes was created in Cullera. It was amazing. We drove into that town, and for the next hour, we drove around what appeared to be a complete ghost town. Big, 10, 12, 15-story, 20-story hotels right on the beach, and not a soul anywhere. Every lobby was locked. And when we tried to get out of town, there was no way out. I kid you not. We drove around for an hour just trying to get out of that town, and every time we tried a new street, eventually we wound back up at the same place. At one point, we took the old highway that was right on the coast, and the signs kept saying, "To Valencia, to Valencia, to Valencia," and we kept going and going and going, and after we had gone for what seemed like forever, we came right back into the middle of Cullera again. It was amazing. Finally, in order to get out, we were about to go down the wrong way on a one-way street and take our chances, because that was the only way we could see to get back out of there, when we found some little street, went down, and it let us out. But it was a scary, scary nightmare. All right, so what happened next is we just drove on into Valencia. So we arrived in Valencia just after sunup, and we had driven literally all night to get there. So the first thing we did was we went to the beach in Valencia. and it was awesome. We collected some shells. We put our feet into the Mediterranean for the first time, and we just kind of played around on the beach for a while. And then we finally went to a hotel and made a reservation for that night. We then found a place to get our laundry done. And interestingly enough, we took all our clothes, including our underclothing, to this laundromat to get it done. And when we got the clothing back, what do you know? All of it, including our underclothing, had been dry cleaned, if you can imagine that. So what could we do but wear it? So for the next couple of days we smelled heavy like dry cleaning chemicals, but that's what we lived with. So in Valencia we took a tour of the Lladró factory. That was awesome. We saw how all of those little statues were built. We purchased a Christus statue, which we have here in our home, and then we went to the beach for an official trip to the beach in our swimsuits. We went swimming, had a great time on the beach. We were a little surprised at some of the things we saw while we were at the beach, but I guess that's what you get when you go vacationing. Sometimes is a little surprise like that. Then we toured around Valencia later in the day. We only took a few pictures, and I don't think I have any video of Valencia. But it was a great town, very modern town, wide streets, and then we had a great hotel. Right in around our hotel area was an awesome, dining area. There were just blocks and blocks of restaurants. It was very nice there. We enjoyed that, but we only planned to spend one day there. We really wanted to do two things, which was go to the beach and go to the Lladró factory, both of which we were able to do. And then we left the next day for Barcelona. And we'll get into Barcelona here in just a minute. Oh, before we go on into Barcelona, I got to tell you about an interesting experience we had while we were there in Valencia. We went to kind of a quasi-mall type shopping place called Alcampo. And while we were there, we decided to get something to eat. Brian and I bought something at the Alcampo grocery store, some dried bread and meat. Debbie decided to go down to the McDonald's at the end of the little, mall. And Brian and I left the grocery part, went down to meet Debbie at the McDonald's. So while we were there, we decided we were going to make a decision whether we would sit inside the store or whether we would go out on the balcony. Kind of had a balcony. You could see the Mediterranean from the balcony area, or if we wanted to just get in the car and leave. So while Brian and I were standing outside, there started to be this commotion. It was very interesting, and at one point I commented to Brian, I said, "You see the look in that woman's face?" I said, "That is the look of the fear of death in a mother's face. Look at that, Brian. I wonder what's going on." Well, after a minute or so, all of the people that were standing out there in this commotion with this look of the fear of death were now looking at me and Brian. And I was about to turn around and say, "Brian, they're looking at us," when, before I could, I saw Brian was respectfully opening the door for some people that were kind of in a hurry to get out of the McDonald's. All right, so as these guys are in a hurry to get out of McDonald's, the last guy in the line, as he's getting out of McDonald's, turns around, and there's four of them, and he's got a pistol, and he points it right at Brian and I. And these guys, there were four of them, all had guns. They had just robbed the computer store there in Alcampo and were making off with a bunch of computer equipment. With pistols in the air and pointing at us, and that's what all the excitement was about. So I asked Brian, I said, Brian, I said, holding the door open for those guys makes you an accomplice. You better look out. You could spend some extra time here in Spain if you're not careful. We actually got to Barcelona late in the afternoon, evening, went to La Sagrada Familia and did some other things that night, the first night we got there, but I grouped all of that video with the rest of the video we took of La Sagrada Familia. So it'll be a little bit out of order. What we're going to do is start with that first morning that we were there in Barcelona. So here we go. Good morning. Alright, so we got up at, let's start with when we went to bed. We went to bed, what, maybe 2:30? Got our wake-up call at 5:30. And it is now 6 o'clock.
We're on the beach at Barcelona.
Here we are. Look how calm that ocean is. There's big breakwater, some people out there fishing in the end.
Thought we'd have the beach to ourselves.
Yep, thought we would have the beach to ourselves. And,
some places are bustling.
well, I wouldn't call it bustling yet.
Still out partying.
Alright, more later.
Our surroundings.
I'm taking the video, that's what I'm doing.
Just wonder why you're facing that way.
Alright, this temple to the Sacred Family, meaning Mary, Joseph, and Jesus, was started about 150 years ago and is still not complete. The original architect is, I believe, Gaudi, who is famous for many very modernistic-looking designs back in the 1800s. So we'll take a tour of this tomorrow, but here's a good look at it tonight. Still under construction. Lots of detail. Part back here is still under construction. A lot of different scenes depicted. Kind of some modernistic looking art. The figures aren't well defined. See the arm, the face, and whatnot. That's kind of the design. Again, the big old spires. You really want one of those cars right there. As you can see, they are tiny. Look like a go-kart with a cover. Might not even be as big as a go-kart. But you can get around in them. Well, as you can see, wow, the whole inside of this thing is under construction still. And wow, what a construction project it is. There is some beautiful stained glass window over here though. Let's see if I can get it to show up. And you can see, maybe you can see, yeah, there's the other towers under construction up there. So the roof isn't even on this thing yet in most places. Rooms that is mostly finished. Display. And what a display. Here we are partway up the tower. Taking a little break on the flat part. Tell you what, if this thing I'm standing on is not attached, I am going to go for one heck of a ride. The problem won't be the ride. The problem will be the stop. Don't you think? Cool, huh? Here we are. As you can see, we're up beside the crane over here. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're up higher than that seagull. Okay, So, awesome. You can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but great big church on the hill over there. And there's downtown.
I'll be right there.
There's a little parakeet sitting there on the scaffolding. Yeah, over here's nice too. They look kind of tiny, don't they?
I'm
I'm going to wrap up this tour of the temple with some pictures. Here's Mom and I in front of the front doors to give you some perspective. Here's a couple of really neat looking skyline pictures of Barcelona looking toward the Mediterranean. Here's Mom with the skyline and the mountains in the background. This next shot is of the spires, and they each represent one of the apostles. This is the spiral staircase that we climbed, which took forever. Here the three of us are in the staircases. Okay, we're going to watch the bullfight next. I do not recommend it for those of weak stomach or heart. Okay, well this is it for the bull. Now, we're on our way to see the bullfights. And not too crowded. We expect the next train in just under 4 minutes. There's Mom and Brian. Say hello. That was great. We're having a great time. Can't wait for the bullfight. Okay, this is kind of the pre-game show at the bullfight, with all the horses putting on the show. This is what the arena looks like. I had to chase 4 people out of our seats in order to get them. They had the wrong tickets, they were in the wrong place, they spoke German, they did not speak English, they did not want to move. But in the end, I convinced them to give me our seats.
If we had sat right down there with those people,
Here are some of the helper guys. Good horsemanship.
And then like these guys, their job is to
They start all over again. Tell us about the guys with the pink cape and all of that.
I don't know very much. Just watch.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
They're the
The
helpers.
guys with the pink cape, what?
What?
The guys with the pink cape, what?
Like,
They're helpers.
They're just the helpers. They're in charge of making sure that the bull doesn't hurt the horse.
Yeah.
And then the official like matador comes out.
Yeah.
He's the guy who does the.
Yeah. You can slide down a little bit if you want to. All right.
Kato nyt se ärsyttää tuolla liinalla. Että se ei hyökkää. Meni piiloon. Se menee piiloon. Kato. On äärettömän härkästyttävä. Siis ne on varmaan. Ja se vähän niitä, koska se on terävä, kun on saatu, että se pystyy tappamaan. Siksi ne on pelkää sitä. Miten herällä on puskea sitä?
But they've got to get this. This guy has to like.
There's the matador.
Kuulua sen.
So he's got 2 little shish kebabs in it. He's got a couple of barbs stuck in him already. He's just one of the warm-up guys. Apparently got another sticker in him. There's his barb. What this guy has got is this little tiny thing. It's about 6 inches long. But for him to get that close to that bowl and get that thing stuck in him, it's going to take some real good horse riding. Whoa! You see him put the hat on that bull.
kaksi poikaa.
Onko tuo kuuleva puu?
Ei voi vielä olla.
Ei ole. Ei osata istua.
You gotta get it out. What do you get stuck in?
Se piikin pois.
I don't know.
Noin, siinä. Nyt se sen. Kato. Eikö nyt meni? Nyt se kuolee rauhaan. Aha, teikö se härkä? Aikamoinen opetus.
There he goes. This is the one that's gonna kill him.
那保健室也比较稳定，因为平常也有いや、水分がちゃんと。No, está
Warning, not suitable for small. What's the next one?
purkka mitään ketään.
This guy, like, he makes the bunch of the stuff that he's done with the horse, but he is so good. He got that entire horse to jump up in the air. Okay, well, this is it for the bull.
Mulla olisi yksi henkilö mielessä, että on tämmöinen biisi. Mutta ei ole. Inhimillisyys. Se pitää kaikkea.
Kaikki ottaa tuota.
Mä oon härkätaistelija. Härkäväistä. Joo. Ei vielä. Oikein paikka oikein.
Siinä pitää mennä etu.
He hit one of the other ones.
Pätkääkään lähellä. Puoli metriä liian taakse. Eikä vieläkään. Niin, mutta ei toimi. Ei oo hyvä.
Ei kato.
Ei minä en tykkää. En voi sanoa niin. Rauhoittaa. Nyt on rauha lähdössä. Anta sille aivan pistää. laukkauksessa se on niin voimakas, että se menee läpi selkään.
Hey Brian. Hey. Alright. It's hasta la vista for this guy.
Hän muistaa, että no ei vielä, ei. Ei vieläkään. Ei ollut hyvä. Tänäänkään.
That's it.
Härkä elää.
Leave that there.
Niin. Ei. Vieläkin hyvä.
Mun pitää jännetellä jo.
Ei, mutta minä sanon, että nyt mene maihin, ota omaa mies ja ruppee nyt alkaa viheltää, koska härkä ei kuole. Ja se on noin, mikä on mies pois siitä uudella.
Miksi?
Koska se ei oo tappanut sitä. Se yrittää ottaa. Ja Armon isku.
Wow. For as much Spanish as I speak, I really had no idea that the matador, which means killer, actually killed the bulls. What a surprise that was when it became apparent that the first one was going to go down. Anyhow, I want to finish up this DVD with a few pictures and some sounds from the bullfight that we just saw. And then we'll be on to disc number 3. More later.
Want to take our picture in front of this?